Hi, my name is Chris and welcome back to the channel. We're back to phone gimbals again. I think this might be the last video I make on phone gimbals, but I did want to make a video on this Moza Mini MX gimbal, just because it's one of the best phone gimbals I've tried in terms of actually stabilising your footage. Quick disclaimer though, they did send me this to review, but if you've watched my videos in the past, you'll know that I'm not shy of reviewing things negatively, even if I've been sent it to review. In my last video about phone gimbals, which was the Hohem iSteady V2, I said that all phone gimbals need to have a gimmick now to stand out. Every phone gimbal that comes out has a new gimmick, but in my opinion, these sort of phone gimbals, they always lose out to the ease of use of just having a phone with good stabilisation. This doesn't actually have a gimmick, but I think it just stands out in the quality, not only of the build, but also the stabilisation. So this thing has a kind of unique design. The handle pokes out at an angle, which makes it very comfortable to hold, and the tripod legs go in at the bottom. Your fingers sit in the right position and there's a trigger on the back. The build quality feels very good for a product like this, and it just feels nice in your hand. I feel like this angled handle is a much more natural angle for your hand. That's definitely a bit of a mouthful to say. But you can also use two hands as well, which helps keep things steady. So folded up, it actually looks a bit like this. All you have to do is twist the handle out and you're good to go. And then of course, if you want the tripod, you screw that onto the bottom here. On the front, you have your zoom controls, which also change the follow mode. You have the on and off button, which also changes between photo and video if you're using the Moza Genie app. You have the analog stick, which I do love because it's quite accurate and you can control the speed quite easily. It's not just a one speed kind of analog stick. Before I get into all the sort of extra features, I just want to talk about how it actually stabilises things, which is obviously its core purpose. And the answer is pretty well actually. The whole time I was using it, I felt like it was stabilising my phone very, very well. It handled the Pixel 6 brilliantly, which is not a small phone to be fair. The phone holder works as you'd expect, and I'm happy it doesn't activate any of the buttons when you put a phone in, because too many of these phone holders on the gimbals just start recording if it accidentally hits the volume button or something. And of course there's an app for this. It's called Moza Genie, and unfortunately that's where this gimbal comes into its own. I say unfortunately just because I like filming on the Filmic Pro app, or even the built-in app on the iPhone or the Pixel 6 for example, but there are some cool features on this app. So the app has all the usual features, but a couple of things to note are the trajectory delay mode, a random name for it, but it's basically a motion lapse, which always makes your videos look really, really nice. There's also an adjustment for an analog stick, so you can make it go faster or slower. I keep it on slow just because I like those nice slow movements. The tracking features are really, really good on this, as they should be in this day and age. But you just draw a little square around something and it seems to track it really, really well. And finally, there's a nice pro mode in this, so you can change the ISO, the white balance, and the shutter speed. In some consumer products, they just don't include this, so it's a nice addition to have in the app. There's a few other features like magic mode, where it sort of edits the video for you, and stuff like filters, which I don't tend to use too much, so I'm not going to go into them too much. Something that actually surprised me about the app though was the editing features on the app. It's actually quite an advanced little editing tool. The Android version of the app is unfortunately a little bit limiting compared to the iPhone version, but the things you can do on this are pretty insane. You can cut, you can adjust the colours of each individual clip, there are effects you can apply to the clips, and you can even apply transitions. You can change the aspect ratio and preview everything in vertical or square for Instagram. You can add text, speed ramps. I'm honestly really, really impressed with the editing functions inside the app, and here's a quick clip I made earlier on. Realistically, I'm not the target market for this, and I probably won't use it just because I edit in Premiere Pro. But for a free app, I think this could be helpful for a lot of people, even if they don't own the Moza gimbal, as you can actually import footage not filmed within the camera app. Obviously, no product is perfect, so there's a few things that they maybe could adapt and change. As phone gimbals go, it's not necessarily the most compact. Even though it does come with a bag, it's still going to take up quite a bit of bag real estate if you're out and about traveling. I also had to have it a bit off balance when I was balancing the iPhone to use the ultra wide camera. Otherwise the ultra wide camera would actually capture the gimbal in the shot. So I did have to have that off balance. But the advantage is the motors are quite strong, so they did compensate for that. And it could have the option of an underslung mode or some way to get it into a lower mode, just because I found myself wanting to get low to the ground and I couldn't really do that with this. So in conclusion then, this is probably one of the best mobile phone gimbals you can buy at the moment. It's sturdy, it's well built, there's a lot of features that pretty much cover everybody. So if you're not too bothered about it being the smallest gimbal, then this is definitely the one for you. It's also one of the best apps I've used for one of these kind of products, just because of the amount of features that are available to you, and obviously the editing features that I mentioned earlier as well. I can definitely recommend this to anyone looking for a phone gimbal in 2021. So that's been it from me. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments or questions about the Moza Mini MX, leave them down below in the comments section. If you like this video, or it's been entertaining or informative at all, hit the thumbs up button. And if you want to see more videos like this on filmmaking on the go, then hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.